You say you want a business, but in all honesty, it's giving hobby vibes because you start and stop. You only go off of your mood and not really the plan. If you don't feel like it, you just don't do it. You only put in 30 minutes here, 10 minutes there. You're not treating it like a business, meaning you're not treating it like your second full time job. And if you're not willing to do that, then respectfully, what's the point of even wasting your time? Okay, you cannot expect to get full time results if you're only putting in part time effort. And for a lot of you guys, your part time effort isn't even classifying as a part time job. It's really just a hobby. You are literally only committing 5 minutes here and there to creating one YouTube video. You won't even lock in and record a 30-second TikTok reel, but yet you claim you want a business and you don't. You have got to start structuring your business goals like it's a job, if it's something that you truly want to do. Now, a lot of people talk about how they want to be business owners and content creators, but it's not really something they really want to do. They're not taking it seriously. See, the reason why my platforms grow at the rate they do, the reason why I make the money that I make is because I treat it like a full-time job. I'm literally working 10 and 12 hours a day. It's not a sometimey, maybe if I feel like it type of vibe. It's a no, Jazz, this is what the hell we're doing. I tell people, do not bother me during these times because I'm filming, I'm editing, I'm going live. I treat it like a business, which is why I get business results. And I want that for you too. But in order for you to get those results, baby girl, you're going to have to lock in. You're going to have to turn that TV off. You're going to have to stop sitting on the phone and gossiping with your girlfriends. Y'all not even talking about shit. What are you really even talking about other than Cardi B's pregnancy and who slept with who? Like, what are we doing? You scrolling on social media all day long. You are a consumer, not a creator, and you have to change that. If you really want a business, you are going to have to change that. Now, you might not be able to make this a full-time thing yet, which is fine. Most people can't. So, okay, you have your 9 to 5, but then you have 5 to 9 to lock in on your business, to make the content, to edit, to script, to post, to go live. So what are you doing? Are you still wasting time? Listen, honestly, I don't think there's such a thing as balance. I don't think that really exists. If you truly want to be exceptional at something, you're going to have to put an exceptional amount of work in. There's no balance, right? Because balance means that it's even. You're evenly spending time with friends and you're evenly building a business. That's what balance is. But something's going to give or take. It's never really going to be balanced. So you either want the business so your friendships kind of go to the wayside, or you want to prioritize your friendships and kind of let your business go to the wayside. But there's really no balance because you're always going to be trying to grow, I assume, because businesses have to pivot. Things don't stay the way they are forever. Look at your favorite businesses, like for instance, Amazon. Believe it or not, I don't know how old you are, but Amazon used to just sell books. They weren't doing none of the things that they're doing today, like at all, not even close. So things had to pivot. It had to change. It had to go with where things are going. Same with content creation. Like content and these algorithms is nothing like how it used to be at all. Things are constantly changing and evolving, which means you're going to have to always be putting in a lot of time, energy, and effort to get the results that you want. Because once you've done cracked the code, guess what? 6 months later, it's a new code that need to be cracked. And so you're constantly having to pour into your business. That's what entrepreneurship is. But if you want to sit on the phone for hours, if you want to go to happy hour every day, if you want to watch hours and hours of TV, well, then you don't have time for a business. You're going to have to get serious with yourself and decide, what is it that you really want? You want a social life or do you want a business? And, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. Look at some of your favorite celebrities. They tell you, look at Kobe Bryant. He spent so much time focusing on his craft, his basketball. He was not out partying. People tell you that all of the time. Like, if you really want to be exceptional, if you really want to get to that level, whatever it is that you want to be, you're going to have to put in the time. You are not the exception to the rule. I don't know why you think you can rewrite the narrative and you can spend 5 minutes here and 10 minutes there and think you're going to make millions. I don't know why you think that. It's giving entitled, but you're so wrong. Because if you could do that, you would already be doing it, right? Yeah, but you're not. You're going to have to put in the work, just like everybody else. You're not special. But again, you have to decide, what do you want for your life? Do you want the business or do you want a hobby? And there's no right or wrong answer. There's nothing wrong with having content creation as a hobby. If that's what you want, then fine. But if you say you want a business, well, then I need you to step into business like behavior, like sticking with the plan, like doing things even when you don't feel like it, pushing through the same thing every single day, even when it starts to feel redundant. That's what you're going to have to do. Do you know how exhausting it can be to post video after video and still only get 10 views? I've done that before for years. It's exhausting, and most people give up. You start to feel defeated. You start to feel like what you're doing isn't working. But when in reality, you're just not giving time to be time. In other words, you want the results in 24 hours, and you're not willing to give something 6 months. You're not willing to wait 2 years for it. But again, if you can't appreciate patience and you can't delay gratification, then you can't have a business. Businesses take years. People think it's a couple of weeks. No, it takes years. It takes years. I've been doing this for 5 years, full time, 5 years. So if you can only do part time, well, then you need to go ahead and double that, because you don't even have the same amount of time that I have to put into something, because you still have to work, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just need you to lower your expectations on when you think things are going to pop off. If you truly want a business, you have got to stop treating it like a hobby. If you truly want to be a content creator, you need to give it full-time effort. Maybe you're off on weekends. Well, then Saturday and Sunday, you should be solely dedicated towards your content. It shouldn't be nothing else. Why are we going out to happy hour but you say you want a business? Why are we going to cookouts when you say you want a business? Why are you going out to lounges and bars when you say you want a business? Why are you sitting and watching Netflix movies for hours when you say you want a business? The math ain't mathin'. You either want a business or a hobby. In order to get something, you're going to have to give something up. And what you're going to have to give up is distractions and bullshit. But it'll be worth it. You will reflect back and you will be so happy that you did. Because now you're doing something that you love. You're doing something that excites you, that drives you every single day. But again, you either want a business or a hobby. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video. Also, make sure you guys join Glow Up Academy. This is the space where we transform. I teach you how to build your business, but also how to change who you are, how to change the excuses, the procrastination, the negative self-talk, so that you can finally get the results that you've always wanted. Bye, you guys.